Hello guys and welcome back to Mirror Interpretation Todorova. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to make this video short, and this video will be about uh, what is the reason or the real why monitoring should be done, and what happens if it's not used properly. So we're going to talk about interpreter quality monitoring. In my belief, this is a tool. So the reason why the government requires company to monitor the interpreters are few. Number one, if the interpreter follows best practices and best protocols, pre-session, post-session, intervention, whatsoever, it's in the best protocol, best practice. If you want to more in detail, you can click on this folder above and you can hear there the code of ethics, best practice, best protocols by the US standards. And then there is another reason. Another reason is to check the providers. The reason why interpreter have to communicate different situations as neglect, violation of human rights, person in danger, pressuring a patient to do surgery or procedure. I personally have interpreted certain sessions like that. Just overall violation of a doctor's code ethics. Unfortunately, this does not function as perfect as we believe. Normally, if you file complaint with any company, as I did, they tend to penalize you and to act like you are the problem. As example, with the company that I made a video for, that you can see it when they file a complaint to CCHI, accusing me of being unprofessional. And for my surprise, CCHI also respond in very against the rule manner, deciding to punish me. And this is when CCHI lose any value and meaning for me, because they preach one thing, but in practice they apply some other principle which are mystery to me. And I'm still thinking that maybe I should file a complaint for discrimination there. If you work as a lawyer and if you want to help me, you can watch this video, CCHI, and express your professional opinion with me. I appreciate that. So I was talking about quality control. The quality control should be done during your calls, and indeed a lot of companies use this in a very Hitleristic or inappropriate ways, for example, to punish you, or instrument to put you down, instrument to lower your rate. This happened to me, and I'm gonna talk shortly about that. Or other ways to threaten you and diminish the value of the job that you do. I experienced that with Siracom. I experienced that with, I would say, with Transperfect in a way. I experienced that with United Language Group. And this video particularly, I'm gonna break this down. If you're my member, you could see in detail in my members only folder talking about United Language Group in detail, and how they try to force me to lower my rate because I developed this line to the point that I was working almost 8 hours a day for the UK government, and now they wanted me to agree to work for $19 an hour instead of the per minute rate that I have. I don't want to work for greedy people. I don't want to work for disrespectful people. I don't want to work for people that are dishonest and doesn't want to learn and grow. Yes, indeed, working for a bigger company like multinationals and corp have its negative sides, and a lot of those companies are twisting the rules and are twisting these quality reviews to diminish diminish your value in order to put your rate down, in order to make you insecure, in order to make you doubt how much your job costs. And more they diminish you and make you insecure, more money they earn by that. So they have a strong motivation. Mm, I want to talk about language, United Language Group. So with United Language Group, I started providing Bulgarian services mainly and only. I did a training, a legal training, because I was providing services for the UK government, police, and a COVID line, an emergency line. So there was four different type of calls, and I got training. A UK government did train me. They have a extended training about a day and a half or two about how their system work administratively, how the court system were, all of that. It was a very good training, once again, not provided by United Language Group, but the UK client. I gotta tell you that I enjoy working for this client because they were very polite and very respectful. I can't remember nobody of this company, of all of these calls for years. I don't remember being insulted, shout together with cold names or anything like that. They would recognize my voice and be happy and say how are you. And I really had like very positive relationship with this client in UK during work, because they would recognize me and they would really treat me with respect. And I don't talk about one person, but they were like, hey, it's me again, let's do this. So I never had problem with them. In fact, I was enjoying providing these services, although I did not enjoy providing COVID services, as I knew all the calls on memory, especially the NHS calls. I don't know if United Language still have this client, but I don't know how they're increased. But I had, I would say, very good experience with the clients in Europe. In the beginning of 2021, I believe it was last year, uh, the line got extremely busy for these languages that I was providing because of the COVID and the quantity of people traveling from Bulgaria to UK, doing like seasonal workers. They were working in the fields. They had to isolate, do the test. There was a lot of requirements that they had to follow that were imposed by the European community. So I was very busy with Bulgarian language. And and when I start doing this amounts of money, I would say decent. Um, I had a contact by somebody from United Language Group. I believe I was taking 80 cents per minute. They offered me to pay me $19 an hour for full time. Well, I was doing the same thing per minute with a different rate, and I did not see why to do this uh, for 19 or $19. I remember I said no, thank you, and I disconnect the phone, and they continue calling me and harassing me until I blocked this number. I received several emails pushing me to lower the rate, and and then they kind of increase it to $20 for me, and this pressure for me to agree to sign a 6 months full-time contract continue for several months. At the same time, they were looking to find somebody else on my place. It was very how to say, I did not feel happy anymore to work for them because I find this disrespectful. I put 3 years to build your reputation. I did drug tests, I did background checks, I did so much training and so much hard work to make you establish your company in another country. And the moment that my work start to give some fruits, you trying to diminish me and put my value down and pressure me to pay me less. How disrespectful is that? So I was very unhappy with what was happening, uh, and I was seeing at the same time this company was looking to hire somebody full-time Bulgarian for the money that I told you, uh, and and this pressure continued while I was providing the services for them, to the point that I was like, I don't like working for them. I need to look for a new client, and this was the third tool used to pressure me. That was a quality complaint. So it was about beginning of June when I received an email from quality control of United Language Group accusing me of being unprofessional. And they told me that I was unprofessional 3 months ago in a call. Not only unprofessional, but I was rude in Bulgarian language. So they decide that I am rude in Bulgarian. I don't know how they decide that and why for 3 months there was no communication. So they pressure me for these 3 months in every possible way with different tactics to make me agree, to the point that I tell them, no, I'm not gonna do this, and if you don't like it, you can disconnect the contract. The problem is that they needed someone to do the job, because if they just cut me off, they would lose huge amount of money. On the other side, they were not able to find an interpreter with my qualifications, with my education, and with my financial background and criminal clearances. They could not find the same level of a person like me. But instead of saying, bravo, you're doing a great job, they want to diminish me and pay me less. So in the end of all this pressuring, they are filing this, they are telling me that they have a complaint for me. And they set a call with me, and there was this Asian lady trying to convince me that I'm very unprofessional and very awful interpreter. And I asked her, why wouldn't you coach me and talk about it 4 months ago? Uh, what do you mean by rude? Can you pull out the call and I want you to coach me? How do you expect me to handle that? What do you find rude? Of course, in different cultures, different things are considered rude. Well, of course, she didn't want to do this. The reason of this complaint was to put me down. So I was surprised, because normally the quality control should be something to guide you where you can improve, not something to punish you with or tell you that you're awful or bad or something like that. I will tell you, if you're that awful, a company would cut the contract with you because you're a freelancer. Some of the companies use this in a very dishonest and sneaky way, like United Language Group. I'm guessing there is an Arab people behind this company, because of the way the quality was used, trying to push me down and make me agree to a lower rate. Uh, so my friend is texting me. So to end up this, I will tell you that during this call, they told me you're rude and you're disrespectful and you're awful interpreter. And I asked her to be more precise and clarify what exactly I wasn't able to handle. I want you to tell me what I did wrong and how do you want me to handle it. This is because I know that the reason that they did that, it was because they wanted me to agree to the $19 rate. And I tell her, ma'am, why can't you answer me that you are the person who do the quality control, correct? You probably listen the call, or if you receive any complaint 4 months ago, why did you let me do this awful job risking you losing clients for company. Why didn't you coach me? Why didn't you contact me back then? There was no response to that. And I tell her, ma'am, I understand. So when I start asking her real questions and I tell her that I'm more than willing to improve and be better, but I want you to be concrete. If the quality review is not concrete, there is some other reason to put you down. And in this case was the rate. They wanted me to agree to perform the same job for a lower rate, which I did not. So when I asked the concrete question, she started stuttering. She couldn't respond to anything. She was ready to cry. And she said that she's so sorry. So I understood by her non-verbal communication that she was ordered to call me and put me down once again for this reason, without actually being concrete on what they want me to improve. And when I said I want you to be more concrete and I want you to communicate with me openly, what exactly, in your opinion, was rude, um, there was no response. And then I was thinking, you know what? If you don't appreciate me and you're contacting me after 3 years of a brilliant experience, trying to lower my rate and trying to put me down, if you're contacting me to tell me that I'm an awful interpreter, in your opinion, because you think that I'm a rude person, uh, why you work with me? Why do you keep me part of your team? Why do you have me there in the first place? If this is your core beliefs about me, why did you hire me? Why didn't you cut the contract after 3 months, after 5 months, after 1 year, after why now? And when I was thinking like that, I told her honestly, honey, I believe that they ordered you to do this. I tell her openly because they trying to lower my rate already for 4 months. And you're the last person who was used to try to put me down to lower the rate. And of course, she did not say nothing. There was nothing to say anymore. I disconnect the call with this lady. It was obviously Asian. And and I was thinking, do I really want to work with this company again? I sit down and I disconnect the contract like this, not even thinking. I was like, I'm done here. And the reason why is that I know we can't always be perfect and we can't always be sweet. Hello, how can I help you? And so we can't be always fakely positive, which a lot of these people that doesn't understand what professional is will put on you and read this statement. How may I may help you? I would love to help you more. I would love to assist you, but before that, you have to do something for me. Before we have this fake sweetness out there, um, we have to be real with ourselves. And I was thinking honestly, do I want to stay and give my excellent service for a company that is not appreciating me? So I cut the contract, and I remember the next day I wake up and I was like in shock of myself. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. And then I was thinking, they try to convince me that it's so easy to find a person with 3 master degrees like me, so easy, that can do all these clearances and drug tests and all of that and provide services, growing a line from 10 minutes a day to 8 hours a day. I was thinking, is everybody capable to do that, or no? And I said, I know I'm the best. I know I did very great job there. And I know that if these people are unable to appreciate me, they don't deserve me in their team. But this is how this company used quality control to manipulate me and try to put my rate down. I just want to share this with you. I hope if you do provide services for this company today, maybe they upgrade their policies and they have a better team, a better ways of communicating their desires and their goals. I'm not a hater. If you do want to apply for them, I will leave the link below. You can provide services for United Language Group. They do hire people. I believe the start pay is $15 an hour. But hey, if you're a starter, if you want to start somewhere, you can click on the link below. Said that, I hope you had a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, if you find it interesting, useful, if you learned something new from it, or if you just like watching me, you can press like, share, and subscribe. If you want, you can be my member for $7.99. You could see in details video for companies that I provide services for, interviews, and other hacks for interpreters. I have a 1999 training getting ready for MBC My Russian English. You can subscribe by clicking on the subscription button below. If you do want to donate, you can send me a card with a free donation. Why not? It's New Year. And if you like to purchase Spanish English medical terminology training, you can click on my platform on Thinkific below this video. It's $47. Sistema cardiovascolare inglese e spagnolo. Se eres una persona che habla español e quieres migliorare la tua terminologia medica in idioma spagnolo e inglese, puedes comprare il mio training sulla mia piattaforma Thinkific, donde está un training di 3 horas y media, sistema cardiovascular, inglés, español, con enseñante José. Gracias, and thank you guys for being here. Have a great day. Bye bye.